everyone, my name is Shivang Agarwal and I am pursuing my BTech in Civil Engineering from the Albag Educational Institute, Agra. In this video, I am going to display and explain my assignment on design of MET Foundation. This foundation is a 23-story tall building whose design I have completed in my previous assignment. Now we will use a software named SAFE to design the foundation. This is our problem statement. It is a MET foundation having 16 columns 6 meter apart in both x and y direction. Consider safe bearing capacity of 300 kN per meter square and allowable settlement of 1 centimeter. Now the data for which we obtain from the design of tall buildings assignment is shown. Here we can see dead load and live load for each of the columns with their sizes and material used. In total there are 16 columns. Now subgrade modulus. Now subgrade modulus is given by safe bearing capacity upon allowable settlement. So after calculation it comes out to be 3 into 10 to the power 4 kilonewton per meter cube. Similarly design strip. The design strip is given by 0.25 L1 or L2 whichever is lesser. Now L1 is L2 is the length of the foundation in x and y direction. So L1 is 18 meter and L2 is also 18 meter as you can see from this diagram. So after putting it in this formula we get 4.5 meter. But there is no concrete provision for the strip width. So we will allow a lesser width. Say we will use 4 meter for a strip width. Now this is the plan of the foundation. We will extend it by 2 meter from all the sides to cover the corner columns. Now we will open the software. Now click on File, New Model. In the design code enter IS456. In the design preference go to Modify, Minimum Cover Slabs, and in Clear Cover enter 50 mm. And the preferred bar size enter 22 mm. Click on OK. Select grid only. In the grid spacing enter 1 meter. Both the x and y direction. The number of grid lines in x and y direction both will be 19. The length is of 18 meter in both the sides. So the number of grid lines is plus 1 of the length. Now click on OK. Now first of all we will define the properties and draw the elements. For that go to define, materials, add new material and name it as M40. Material type is concrete. Weight per unit volume will be 25. Modulus of elasticity is 31622.7. Coefficient of thermal expansion 0.000055 and the FCK is 40. Click on OK. Similarly, add new material and name it as HYSD 500. Material type is bar. Now weight per unit volume will be 77. Modulus of elasticity is 200000. Minimum yield stress Fy is 500 and minimum tensile stress F is 545. Now click on OK. The materials are defined. So click on OK now. Now we will define the elements, that is slab, column and soil. So go to define, slab properties, add new property, name it as mat foundation, type material as M40. Click on mat as type of foundation and let's say thickness is 500 mm initially. So click on OK. Click on OK again. Now for columns, go to define, column properties, add new material, and as we know there are two different kinds of columns, 500 by 500 and 600 by 600. So for first column, let's say column 1, so material will be M40 and size is 500 by 500 mm. Now click on OK. Similarly, column 2, size is 600 by 600 mm. Now click on OK. The columns are now defined. Click on OK to exit. Now we will define for soil. So go to define, soil subgrid properties, and now we will modify. We see initially it is 2 into 10 to the power 4, but our subgrid modulus was 3 into 10 to the power 4. So replace it as 3 into 10 to the power 4. Click on OK. Now click on OK again. All the elements are now defined. So now we will go to define and check load patterns, load cases and load combinations. First go to load patterns, check that it is correct. Now click on OK. Similarly for load cases, both date and live are present, so click on OK. And now load combinations. For load combinations, we will add two new combo. First combination 1 will be for dead, scale factor is 1.5 and live scale factor is 1.5. Now this is for ultimate. Now click on OK. Similarly, combo 2, dead scale factor is 1 and for live scale factor is 1. Now this is for service, so click on service normal, service long term and service initial. Now click on OK. Now both the combinations are defined and now click on OK to exit. Now we will draw the elements, that is slab, columns and design strips. First for slabs we go to draw slabs / areas, and now select all the corners to draw the slabs. Now slab is drawn. Now we will expand it by 2 meters. For that, select the slab and now go to edit. Click on edit areas, expand shrink areas, and it should be 2 meter, that is 2000 mm. Now click on OK. We can see it had expanded by 2 meters. Now for columns, go to draw, draw columns, and in the property below it should be none, and property above should be column 1. Height below should be 0 and height above should be 2 meter. Now we know column 1 is of 500 by 500 mm, and and it is at the exterior of the foundation, that is at the edges. So we will draw it. Similarly for column 2, click on column 2 and rest as it is. Now at this centers. So now the columns are drawn. Now we will draw design strips. For that, go to draw design strips. We know as calculated the design strips is of length 4 meter, and strip layer A is in the x direction, so make it 4 meter. Now draw it. Make sure it should pass columns. Now similarly for y direction, change it as strip B, and now draw it. So now we have drawn the elements in the model. Now we will assign the property and loads on the model. First, we will apply the soil property. For that, select the area of the footing. Now go to Assign, Support Data, and Soil Property. Select Soil 1 and click on OK. Now the soil property has been assigned. Now we will assign the loads on the column centers. So first select the first column and now go to Assign, Load Data, Point Loads. Now we will apply two loads, that is dead load and live load. First for dead load, the dead load for the first column, that is column 1, is 1850. The dimensions are 500 by 500. Click on OK. The dead load is applied. Similarly for live load, again go to Assign. First we have to select it. Now go to Assign, Load Data and Point Loads. Change it to live and the live load is 797.6. Dimensions is same. Click on OK. Now the live load is applied. Similarly, we will do for all the 16 columns. Now we have assigned dead load and live load in each of the columns. We can check it by right clicking on the column. So you can see in the column 1 dead load and live load is present. Click on OK. Similarly in column 2 dead load and live load both are present. Now we will assign rebar material into footing and strips. For that, go to footing area and right click on it. Go to design and in the rebar material go to HYST 500 and now click on OK. So in this way the rebar material has changed to HYST 500. Similarly we will do for each of the design strips. Till now we have done all the defining, drawing and assigning part. Now it's time for run analysis. So for that go to run analysis. It will take some time. So analysis is complete and you can see displacement value in the different regions. Now go to run and run analysis and design. Now go to display, show punching shear design. So as you can see that the shear punching ratio is greater than 1 for most of the cases. We have to make it less than 1 so that the maximum punching shear load is less than the load capacity of the slab. So now we will increase the depth of the slab, say to 900 mm. For it, first unlock the model, and now go to define slab properties, and in the mat foundation increase the depth to 900 mm. Now click on OK. Run analysis again. Go to punching shear design. Now as you can see, it is still greater than 1. So now we will further increase the depth. For that, first unlock the model. Now go to define slab properties, modify, and increase it to 1200 mm. Run analysis again. Go to display, show punching shear design. So finally we have punching shear ratio less than 1. Now the design is passed. The current properties can be used for construction of this foundation. Now go to display settings, click on extrude view and click on OK. Now go to 3D view. So this is a 3D view of the model. Now make it back to the 2D view. Now we will view analysis, design and detailing report of the project. For that, first go to strip forces. You can take one by one. Example, for we are taking movement for layer A and click on apply. So you can see strip forces in the layer A. Similarly, we can do for layer B, and we can also do for different load combinations also. Now we will do for slab design. Mark the imposed minimum reinforcing and click on OK. In this you can see the top and bottom reinforcement. Similarly, we will do for layer B. So these are the top and bottom reinforcement in each of the layers. Similarly, we will do for slab forces. Let us say we take combination 1 and mx. Click on apply. So it shows mx at each of the points. Similarly for shear, now we will check for crack width. We can toggle for different combinations. So let us say we want to check for bottom face. Click on apply. So you can see the crack bits in each of the case. See, this is very small and now can be neglected. Similarly for top face, you can check it. You can see it is very small, so it also can be neglected. Now we will generate detailing report. For that, go to run and run detailing. Now go to detailing. We can see the detailing report will be generated. Now go to draw component views. Click on slab views and now rebar table. So you can see this table displays bar dimensions, length and number of bars. Similarly, go to rebar schedule and bill of quantities. So this summarize the reports. Now go to individual slab views, mat 1 and rebar plan. It shows the overall layout of the foundation. Now go to reinforcement profile A and B. It displays the profile of reinforcement area distribution in the two strip layers. Similarly, go to sectional 1 and 2. It displays the rebar plan in the elevation section in the both the directions. So for now this we finishes the analysis and design of mat foundation. Thank you.